And we just got some information from the civil attorneys. Chanley, get us up to speed. What were those questions that the jury had?
They're important questions. They're asking for a clearer definition of manslaughter, and they're asking for more information about the castle doctrine. Two huge points of law, and of course the judge had to say, you have all the instructions that will be provided to you, refer to that, and that's where we are.
So, and manslaughter, for people maybe tuning in or haven't been watching, is one of the possible outcomes here, is that the jury has the decision to make on the murder charge, the top charge, but manslaughter is also on the table. Those are their only two choices, though, correct? Or not guilty.
Are. So obviously. The murder is the charge. Right. The verdict forms will say guilty for murder, guilty of manslaughter, or not guilty. Manslaughter is a common lesser included if the judge or the attorneys ask for it to be included in jury instructions. It is the difference between murder and manslaughter. Murder is intentional, knowingly killing someone or intending to cause serious bodily harm, whereas manslaughter changes that to a reckless intent element, and that's the difference.
And that is one could read the tea leaves here and say, oh, they're contemplating manslaughter. They want more information about manslaughter. It means they're moving away from the murder charge. But as we just heard the attorney say, don't go. You can't read anything into anything. And we've all been covering these for too long to read too much. But the other question about the castle doctrine, let's talk about that. Give us a sense of the castle doctrine's role in this case, what it means, and how it was brought up in jury instructions and closing arguments and throughout the case.
So the castle doctrine is huge, and as I know the attorneys referred to its importance, it's relatively new. Texas is a stand your ground state, but they do that by raising a presumption under the law. If a person is within his or her own home, vehicle, or business, that reasonable belief that deadly force is immediately necessary is presumed reasonable if you're in your own home. That's why this castle doctrine is so important, because if the jury believes that Amber Guyger believed reasonably she was in her own home, then she had the right to use deadly force. And that's why it's so controversial. That's why the state objected to it being put into the jury instructions at all, because they argued that this was Botham Jean's castle. This was his home, and she was the intruder.